Tennessee is in the college football
Rocky
playoffs.
Top.
Volunteer.
Rocky Top.
Mike loves just
Rocky Top,
saying.
Tennessee.
Is that the right song?
Damn.
Is that right?
It's the right song. You're just singing it so. Don't get me started.
Ryan's a
Yeah,
Tennessee guy.
big Tennessee guy, huh? Big Vol over
I've
there,
been
huh?
riding on Tennessee.
Yeah,
He likes to ride. He likes to ride.
All right.
Tennessee made the college football
Correct.
playoffs. They are the 9 seed. They're going on the road to Ohio State. We're doing a series right now. We're talking about every team individually. So I know we're going to talk about the matchup with Ohio State, but I want to focus on Tennessee, the team.
Yep.
How do we feel this team is going to fare in the playoffs? Do we think they have a real shot to win the national championship? Their odds right now, let me pull it up. Tennessee's odds are plus 2,500 to win it all. Mario, I want to start with you here. Obviously, they drew a tough matchup with Ohio State, and then the winner having to play Oregon.
Yeah.
But is there any value at this plus 2,500 number?
I think there is a lot of value in this plus 2,500 number because, listen, I know they drew a tough matchup against Ohio State, but we've seen time and time again Ohio State, specifically Ohio State under Ryan Day, just kind of floundered in big spots. And this Tennessee team, the past month of football has been red hot. I think, when I watched them early in the season, we were all like, well, let's pump the brakes a little bit on Tennessee because they're playing FCS teams and Nico looks unbelievable. Then they start playing some real teams and it's like, whoa, this guy can't complete a pass. And I think that's when I was fully off Tennessee. I was like, this guy can't play quarterback. He's not good. And they started pulling out some really tough wins against some good teams. And that's when I kind of
the Bama win.
The Bama win kind of basically sparked their season or like rejuvenated their season. And I kind of just like eventually I couldn't avoid it. I had to kind of reassess this team. And I think Nico he shows a lot of promise. I know he's still young. I think he's going to get, better, but I like what I've seen from him. He makes the throws when he needs to, and that's like a good quality. It's not like something that's necessarily super tangible. It's almost like an intangible. Like you just kind of come up in the big moment.
Yeah.
Some people just kind of have that ability to make a play. And then on top of that, they have a good rushing attack as well, which is kind of what their whole style of play is, kind of keeping the ball.
Dylan Sampson's a dog.
Yeah, running the ball, kind of keeping control, time of possession, not making Nico have to make too many plays, but he can when he needs to. And staying ahead of their team, and then obviously their defense is good. So I just think overall they're a good team. Now, are they one of those elite teams? Probably not, but I don't think they're necessarily way far off either. I think they're right in the mix. So I think plus 2,500 is great odds. And, if they beat an Ohio State team, to me that's like the same caliber as an Oregon team. So you never know.
Yeah. Ryan, I want to jump to you real quick because you're a Tennessee fan and they're playing your actual team in Ohio State.
Yeah, it's a real tough game. Real sucks to be put in this first round. But, Tennessee is a team that I'm saying all year can beat absolutely anyone, anytime. They have a perfect team. They have a quarterback that can show up whenever he wants. They have a really good running game and rushing offense. And they have, in my opinion, a top 5 defense in the country. They could shut out literally anyone, anytime. And they could play those type of games where it's low scoring, maybe field goals. It's just going to be a tough game for them. I have no idea. I've never seen them in this type of cold weather environment. Ohio State's going to be absolute.
It's a cool matchup.
No,
you don't get to see like these types of teams against.
And also, I'm telling you, I've already been seeing the seniors for Ohio State start talking. This is their last. They thought you never know when your last home game is. Normally, you're screwed because you play in your last one in Michigan.
This is for sure their last.
This is 100% the last year. They were saying lose your shit. I want the stadium moving.
Jack Sawyer's gonna murder people.
No, everyone's gonna murder. It's gonna be crazy, but I think Tennessee's the only team. That's to be honest. Besides Ohio State, Tennessee is the best team not with a bye, in my opinion. I think they're better than everyone else. I think they could beat any other team. They're really good. Nico is just, it's going to be him. Whether he decides to be young and throw those picks or keep going 3 and outs quick, whether he be smart with the ball and not turn the ball over, it would be tough. But, if Tennessee beats it, they could beat anyone. Literally, especially going to Ohio State. But I just think that it's going to be a tough game. I think the spread's a little too big for this game. I think Tennessee might play them close. Ryan Day, you never know. But Tennessee, man, they could win. I think they can hang.
Yeah, I think this is the coolest matchup we get in the first round because
for sure.
I think what everyone wanted to see really is a mix of, SEC teams going up north to play in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
But I would have loved as well if there were an SEC Texas hosting a Big Ten team that would have to go down
That would've been cool.
into the South and play them. So we got one of those, that is the Tennessee on the road to Ohio State. So I think this is going to be a really, really fun, game to watch. Kind of a measuring stick, not only for the teams, but for the conferences as well.
Yeah.
You're sending, maybe the second or third best team in your conference to go play each other in a playoff environment. It's really cool. So I know we're going to talk specifically about this game. This is going to be one of the most interesting picks I have for next week. I don't want to give too much away, but I think Tennessee is probably the toughest opponent Ohio State could have drawn in the first
100%.
round. Not because I think they're the best team. I think Texas is better than them. I definitely think Penn State, after what I saw from Penn State, is better than them. Look, Tennessee, their losses aren't great. I mean, they lost to Arkansas, right? And then they got kind of walked around by Georgia. I mean, it was a 14-point game. It wasn't a close game.
Yeah.
That was a blowout. It was 31-17 in Georgia. Like, Georgia handled business. So I think Tennessee showed they're not Georgia specifically, but in spots they can beat the Bamas of the world. Georgia's better than Bama. I know they lost the head-to-head and all that, but Georgia is better than Alabama. Georgia's schedule was a gauntlet in itself. But they can go out and they can beat a Bama. They can beat, that was their only really ranked win, but they can go win these spots. And if Nico plays well, like Ryan said, I think they have a shot to really beat anyone with the way their defense is playing. But this is the most bipolar team in my mind.
It's very hit or miss.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Ohio State just goes and wins 31-17 the same way that Georgia won when they played, and it's just like, okay, thanks Tennessee for showing up, move on. Or, it could be one of those games where Ryan Day again plays to win the game, not to blow them out,
so
plays
good at
not
it.
to lose, keeps it a one-score game, and if this is a one-score game with this defense, I don't trust either of these quarterbacks. I think they both have spots where they can be really good with Will Howard or Nico. If they're playing each other, you're telling me either of these guys can't go throw 2 picks in the fourth quarter? 100% they could, especially with 2 of the best, maybe 3 or 4 defenses in college football playing.
Yeah.
So I love a very, very low-scoring game and a really anyone's ball game here. So Tennessee's chances, I think, expire after the first round, though. I think there's a 0% chance they beat Oregon. But I think they can potentially win this first game. Winning the Natty, I think, is going to be a tough one for this team.
Yeah, I actually have a kind of similar train of thought. This is also going to be thematic with the fact that I think Tennessee drew the most difficult quadrant that they could possibly draw in the college football playoffs. And so I just think it's just so difficult to make it out of that kind of corner right there. And so, again, similar to what Tyler was saying, I think, there may be a possibility just because of poor coaching that Tennessee could actually overtake Ohio State.
Yeah, if it's a close game at the end.
Exactly. Then it's anyone's ball game. You
Yeah.
you really just never know. And then it's a battle of, Nico, who in my opinion is a better quarterback than Will Howard.
Maybe.
Obviously we're going to see that put to a test, but pretty much what I'm trying to say is Ohio State doesn't want this to be close near the end of it. And I think they have all the capability of not letting that be close at the end of it. It's whether or not Ryan Day takes advantage and actually goes ahead and does that. But again, similar to what Tyler was saying again, I don't think Tennessee has the caliber of team to be able to do it 2 weeks in a row, put it back to back. Oregon is also, at least from what we've seen, they seem to be Ohio State caliber on that 75% best side. Like they're consistent. They're consistently
as good as
good.
Ohio State.
Exactly.
Ohio State's faltered.
And
Yeah,
that's
I agree with that completely.
terrifying.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know
really
about that. That's a hot take, but yeah.
maybe it's a hot take, but again, actually I think the Penn State game showed that their defense can falter a little
And also,
bit
they almost
too.
lost to Nebraska they beat Nebraska by a field goal or whatever it was.
Yeah.
regular
I
season,
think that was a little.
12-0 though.
No, it's just a weird
Yeah,
thing.
it's very impressive.
13-0, right?
Yeah, 13-0 because they won
Perfect
the
season.
championship.
Yeah, 13-0 is, you're going to have close games, but being the only undefeated team in college football
That
does
has to say a lot about you.
No,
and their
sure.
quarterback,
Sure.
Oregon, well, it's not an Oregon conversation, but yeah, I agree. They're playing high level.
Exactly. And so, I think because of that, again, reiterating the fact that I think because they have to go through that corner of Ohio State into Oregon, and then obviously I'm going to say that they have to play Texas after that in the semis. I think it's a real unlikelihood for them to win any of those 3. And so, again, unfortunately, I'm going to give Tennessee a 0.
0% chance.
Zero chance.
Well, if you're a Tennessee fan, let us know what you
I give
think.
him 10%.
10%. I'll give him like a 2% chance.
14.3% chance.
To win it all?
Yep.
Oh, so you love the odds at plus 2,500.
I already bet. I
You- oh,
told
yeah,
I
you
said
have
on the
the
pod.
thing.
I bet
Yeah,
this months ago.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you're pretty confident. Maybe you're not as confident. I don't want to give away the pick. It sounds like you're not as confident in the Ohio State game.
You'll learn
Yeah,
about my
maybe
pick very soon.
All right. Maybe it's 100%
Maybe the
chance the
point's
winner
too
of that
much.
game wins the Natty and Ryan's mine.
How you doing?
But let us know what you think about Tennessee. We're dropping videos all the next month of college football. Stay locked in with us. Drop a subscribe if you haven't already. Already over 1,500 of you guys. Shout out to you guys. Stay locked in with us. College football playoffs, they're coming up.
Go Buckeyes.